7 types of waste. Is that the next page somewhere? The 7 types of waste. It's kind of an acronym on this. Transportation, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, defects, Tim Wood. So you got those down, 7 types of waste. Then this last thing, which is really important under the 5S piece, this idea of sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. You got those written down? Yeah. You guys are nicer about it. That says a testimony to the quality of people in this room. Generally, by this time, I've got people throwing things at me. Like, hey, turn the page. What did I just demonstrate there? Terrible training, right? Or thinking how we're communicating in an organization by just sharing those kind of ideas, by just saying, hey, you got it, here, I want you to know this, I want you to know this. All of those things, and I promise you we'll come back and go through them a little bit slower. It produces this kind of situation. This came out of a book called Toyota Talent, Cycle of Struggle and Firefighting. Ineffective training or ineffective connecting with our team produces ineffective varied results. How many believe that's true? Yep, it happens every time. You watch it, it's generally, if there's a problem in an organization, it's because of an ineffective training or communication that's taking place. Which then means what? All of you as leaders have to do what? Go out and solve a problem that it's created. Now you're out firefighting. And if you're firefighting, then there's no time for the training and communicating, and this ugly cycle happens. And I think this is where that destroyer comes from, as we talked about that earlier. And think about how we approach training. Here's a landscape company. Look at that. That young man thinks he's doing his training. He's out there telling people exactly what they should do. But look at the intensity on his face. And what do you think this guy is thinking about? And it's happened to us all. That's a great friend. That's Bob Matthew, a great friend of mine. And we've worked with him for 10 years. Another 10 years from now, I think we'll have him fixed, all right, as we do it. But we've all been guilty of that kind of thing, of just barking orders, thinking we're helping, thinking we're training, and working through it. This stuff does not work anymore. Setting people in seminars or putting them in front of the computers and making them memorize books, that all has to work in conjunction. It's good stuff. It has to work in conjunction. But man, we've got to get people working with some energy and having some fun. It's all an attitude, isn't it? Everything that we're talking about here. How many believe posture controls your attitude? What do our parents tell us our whole life growing up?
Sit up straight.
Sit up straight. Sit up straight. Sit up straight. Let's, with that whole idea, as we talk about this, bringing some energy into an organization. If you go back and present an idea of, hey, we're going to start process mapping. Okay, we're going to give it a try and see what that does. We've got to start working smarter. How dialed in is your team going to be? Right? They're going to shut you off just fast. But what if you just used to learn that attitude and that posture and presented it in a little more energized, excited way to them? That, hey, we're going to start trying some of this because it works, and we're going to do this and this. We're going to have fun at it, create some energy. What would happen? Let's try this posture thing. You guys, will you work with me on this? You mind getting up and find your partners again? Do it. Stand up. Good. Do it. This is good.
You don't have to do that back.
No back rubs. None of that piece on.